Carla Ward says that there is certainly a lot that they can take from that run of victories into this meeting with what she calls the best team in the world in the shape of Emma Hayes' Chelsea. And one of the stars in the Chelsea lineup in the shape of Sam Kerr, who was scored in both of the games against Villa this season. So let's have a look at the lineups for you then. And Carla Ward makes just one change to the Aston Villa side, who lost 3-0 to Chelsea in the WSL. Right back Sarah Mayling returns, replacing Laura Dinkilde, which means that Lucy Staniforth will go back to her more familiar central midfield position. As for Emma Hayes, 5 changes to the Chelsea side, who beat Villa, with several enforced by injury. Centre-half Millie Bright remains absent. Skadisha Buchanan's also out. Johanna Ritting-Conrad, Jessie Fleming, Sophie Ingle, Neve Charles are the others to drop out of the 11. In come Lou Poltz, James Cuthbert, Perisset and Mjelde. So can Villa upset the odds in this FA Cup semi-final? It didn't turn out to be plain sailing for Manchester United in a game that they were expected to win comfortably against Brighton and Hove Albion in the other semi-final that took place yesterday. There's a smaller distance between these two sides in the table. Villa trying to be the best of the rest in the WSL this season. But they are up against the back-to-back winners of this competition in the shape of Chelsea, who are looking to reach the FA Cup final for the 7th time. Will Aston Villa secure their first ever spot at Wembley? Will we see a final between two newcomers? It's all to be decided this afternoon here in Walsall. Plenty of respect and admiration between the two managers. Carla Ward was getting glowing praise from Emma Hayes for the job that she has done with Villa this term to turn them into, as I say, the best of the rest in the WSL. Chelsea know what they're doing when it comes to the FA Cup. They've won it 4 times, been in 6 finals and lifted the crown for the last 2 editions. Can they book themselves a ticket to have the opportunity to make it 3 in a row this afternoon? Or do Villa have what it takes to hold back Emma Hayes' side? Well, before we get underway, the players, match officials and coaching staff will take a knee. So they are back at it again here between Aston Villa and Chelsea. They met in their last match in a repeat of this fixture in the WSL. Chelsea 3-0 winners on the 2nd of April. Chankovic, Wright and Kerr with the goals. Emma Hayes expects a different type of game, and they should be hoping for the same kind of result. Pacheco to take this throw. Back from Danielle Turner. Hampton out of her area here. And Turner under a bit of pressure. Back to Hampton, who's closed down by Kerr. It was a heavy touch. And not the most convincing play at the back from the Aston Villa keeper there, who I think is just saying to her teammates, don't put me in that kind of position too often. Mjelde goes all the way back to Zecira Mušević. What a conundrum that Emma Hayes has when it comes to selecting her goalkeeper. And Katrin Berger and Mušević have shared the #1 spot throughout the campaign. Mušević getting the nod today. Staniforth in that more familiar central midfield role today. And that almost managed to find its way through to Rachel Daly, although the flag has now gone up I think it was against Daly. Just seemed to make her run a touch too early, did Daly there. He does have this good record against Chelsea, 2 goals in 5 games against them, both coming in her last 3 appearances against them. Got one in the defeat at Chelsea in the WSL in October. Bit of hesitation, Wrighton's closing in. Already some shaky signs at the back early on. Turner reacted quickly enough to ensure that there was no lasting damage done. And it was a little bit nervy. Daniel Turner started the FA Cup quarter-final defeat for Everton against Chelsea back in September of 2020. She has been a runner-up on 2 occasions with the Toffees. Kerr going towards that near post, well watched by Rachel Daly. Now, Lehmann took a bit too long. Back by Kirsty Hansen, and it's all the way back with Hannah Hampton. Beaten 3-0 here by Chelsea in their most recent game, which ended their best ever winning streak in the WSL. It was 4 straight victories for Villa going into that. Prior to the defeat to Chelsea, they'd won 5-0 at home to Leicester. Carla Ward overseeing their biggest ever WSL win in that game. They've only lost 1 of their last 9. 6 wins in that period and 4 victories from the most recent 5. Generally find the net as well, only failed to score in 4 of their 25 matches in all competitions this season. That was one of the disappointing things about the loss to Chelsea in the league here recently, that they didn't really ask any questions of the Blues backline. That's a handy pass. Lehmann chasing and in round the back, and then lost her way, which allowed Jess Carter to nip in, and then Mushevich to the rescue. Well, Chelsea convinced that there should have been a flag coming here. It certainly looked tight. Lehmann wasn't hanging around to see what was going to be awarded, and the Swiss forward found herself in a pretty decent position. She got to the final in 2019 with West Ham when they were beaten by Manchester City at Wembley. Kerr offloading nicely, and then Wrighton got herself in a bit of a muddle. Nobbs, Lehmann, under serious pressure from Jess Carter, and the pressure paid off for Chelsea. Cuthbert thought she could have had a free kick, and in the end she's penalised for her foul on Hinta Daly. She felt aggrieved and then seemed to take some retribution, the Scottish international. Last goal that she scored was in a cup competition. It was in the Champions League, the home victory against Real Madrid in November. Cuthbert back there helping out. Here's James. Ran it out of play, and in the end Lauren James scored scored twice and laid on an assist in the home WSL win against Villa in October, which is the only time she's ever had 3 or more goal involvements in a WSL game. Lehmann on for Nobbs. Carter comes across. Nobbs looking for Lehmann, doesn't find her, but does get the throw. Chelsea have suffered 2 defeats in their last 3 games in all competitions. They were beaten at home by Lyon in the second leg of their Champions League quarter-final, but went through on penalties after a tall aggregate draw, and also beaten by Manchester City in the WSL at the end of last month. And the only other defeat that they've suffered in their last 29 matches in all competitions came in the League Cup final defeat to Arsenal in February. Lehmann chasing again, and Mušović out quickly to gather. Now, Serena Wiegman casting her eye across the English talent on show today, but so much talent from all across the globe in women's football in England these days. Daly's done well there. Pass was a bit ambitious. Lehmann will chase, and Carter will see it behind. Well, that's certainly the ball, looking for Alicia Lehmann on that right-hand side. Had joy on a couple of occasions in the opening 10 minutes, Villa. Long from Mušović. Looking for Lehmann again, and Carter wise to it. Carter's pass under a bit of pressure has seen Chelsea cough up possession. Lauren James gets a touch. James again. Perisset. James. Nicely done. Rolled on for the overlapping run of Cankovic. Tried to sneak it into James and crashes it against Pacheco for a Chelsea corner. Hampton made a couple of very good saves in that defeat to Chelsea earlier this month to prevent an even heavier scoreline. Perisset with this corner. Might have to make a save here, although it's a very easy one from Erin Cuthbert, from Magdalena Eriksson's header. Got a clear run at it, Eriksson, which will be a concern for Villa. Don't want to afford her too much time and space in that kind of area. She scored in the victory at Villa in January of 2021. Villa pleased to have Sarah Mailing back in the side, just for her defensive abilities, but also a chance to try and get forward and get some balls in from the flank. Provide some more crosses for the forwards to aim to get on the end of. She's missed the last 2 games, having appeared in the previous 23 this season, starting all but one of those. the 26-year-old. Eriksson. That's a useful pass to pick out the run with Erin Cuthbert, whose ball forwards towards Cankovic wasn't ideal. Lunging in was Cankovic, but the whistle has gone for an earlier challenge on Guro Reiten. Taken short. Ooh, Cuthbert left something in there. Play's gone on. It's James looking for the angle to have a pop. And she found the space, but couldn't produce the finish. Don't think Villa were too happy about Cuthbert's challenge. Certainly Pacheco is feeling the effects of it. Well, it was the follow-through that did the damage to the left-back, who's started every single WSL game since she joined Villa in the summer of 2021. James managed to weave her way into a position where she could get the effort goalwards, looking for another goal against Villa after the two she bagged in the WSL in October. Also scored twice for Manchester United when they beat Villa 12-0 in the Championship in 2018. There's Lehmann again, chasing it round the back. And Eriksson has to cut her off. In fact, it came off Lehmann last. It'll be a goal kick. Chelsea have got issues, though. She didn't really have much of an impact in the WSL game between the sides recently, but has caused some problems early on here, and I think she's unfortunate to see that the flag was raised against her. From that angle, looked like she was on. First 15 minutes, and I think Carla Ward will be quietly satisfied with. Villa have certainly had more intensity than they displayed in between the teams in the league here earlier on this month. Carter with this throw then. Back it goes to Cuthbert. Now Eriksson. Elena Cankovic. Mjelde. Forwards, Kerr's cushion header on Cankovic. Now here's Carter. Reiten. Well, you could see what she was up to, but Sarah Mailing was wise to it. Is forced to concede the corner, though. Eriksson got a clear run at the ball from the last corner, and they've switched off here. It's James, it's over the top. Presentable opportunity for Lauren James there. Villa once again, though, switching off. On this occasion, the corner routine caught them cold, but Lauren James didn't catch the ball as she would have wanted to. Seven goals this season in her 23 appearances. Last of them came in a cup competition, the League Cup win against West Ham in February. Got herself in a bit of a muddle there, Leipold's. Hayes' side have won 36 of their last 42 games in all competitions. And they've scored in 29 of the 30 games they've played in all competitions this season. Cuthbert just got a bit stuck on the Wrighton's feet, but she's got support if she needs it. She took a bit too long. Kerr's interested, and I think it's off Sam Kerr last. And it's good work by Sarah Mailing. Ward was talking about how pleased they were to have her back available to play today. Good awareness to cut off Kerr there for the FA Cup runner-up with Birmingham in 2017. Started the 4-1 defeat to Manchester City in the final. Rejoined Villa from Birmingham in summer of 2021 and signed a new contract through to 2025 earlier on this year. Checo has her pocket picked, and here goes James. Kerr's in the middle. James, ball in! Recycled by Cuthbert. Leupolds. Perisset urged to shoot. Back to James instead. Now Chankovic. Eriksson. Here's Carter. Mjelde. Perisset. Lauren James, early ball in. And Chelsea have got a player down here at the moment. The player is stopped as a result. Chankovic seems to be holding her face, so there might have been a collision in there. Looked as though it was Lucy Staniforth who just blocked off Chankovic. She's okay. Lehmann, nicked off her by Carter. Third best defence in the WSL this season, Chelsea. Just the 14 goals conceded in 16 matches. Perisset trying to get Kerr away. Was the coming together, and Emma Hayes, I think, was making a point about why there wasn't a free kick forthcoming, but it was viewed as an accidental collision. Lehmann. Checo's under pressure, and pressure that almost forced her into conceding possession. Another play from Mjelde. Pacheco's throw, midway through the first half, and nip and tuck so far. No, the keeper forced into a meaningful save as of yet. Lisa Lehmann came off Carter, and it has gone behind for a corner. Villa's first corner of the game. Mitrovic thought about coming, then stayed. Cuthbert's header wasn't great. Helped further clear by Perisset, but Villa should be able to keep the pressure up. Mailing. Daly. Carter got there first. Daly's got it back though. Mailing. Daniel Turner. Pacheco. Asking for an option. And that's broken away of James. Alarm bells ringing here for Villa. James, angles tough, and I think it got a touch of Daniel Turner, which took the sting out of it and allowed Hampton to make a comfortable gather. They were caught light on numbers there. 2 clean sheets in her last 5 games for Hannah Hampton against Everton and Leicester, both of those in the WSL for the 22-year-old. Not gone done well. Pretty blatant shove in the pack though from Kirsty Hansen, to be fair. Kirsty Hansen turns 25 tomorrow. 4 goals for her so far this season, the last of them coming in that 6-2 success away at Brighton in the WSL in February. Not managed to find the net in any of her 6 games since then. Loopholds and quite enough pace on the pass to find the player she was hoping for. Lehmann. Good battle between her and Jess Carter developing on that right flank from a Villa perspective. Kerr, unselfishly done, and I think Lauren James was trying to give it back to her. Perisset. Squeezing Chelsea back into their own half. Eriksson, Carter. Deflection worked out for Chelsea. And there's plenty of room now. Kerr! Loitering in a good area there, Sam Kerr. Intelligent run. And she got into a position to get a poke at goal, but wasn't enough purchase on it to make it truly taxing for Hannah Hampton. Cuthbert steps in. Here's Guro Reiten. Reiten. by Cuthbert. James is going to have a ping. Oh, not far away. Hampton was struggling to get across. He's had a few sighters now, as Lauren James. Villa, their own worst enemies here, losing possession just outside their own box. James didn't need a second invitation to chance her arm and was not far away from finding that bottom corner. Drop and go, and now Kerr chasing this. Hampton had to improvise, but the whistle has gone. Offside is the decision. Well, it's good positive play from Hampton to come charging out of her area. As it turned out, she didn't really need to be concerned because the whistle went for offside against Kerr. And it's tough to tell from that angle. Pacheco. Oh, lovely stuff from Kenta Daly to find Pacheco. Who has got the corner out of Perisset. Villa have scored 14 goals and conceded just 2 on the road to the semi-finals, and they are proving to be a decent test for Chelsea. Staniforth. Mailing. Nice idea, but not the right execution on the header by Hansen. Cuthbert in a hurry with the throw. Too much of a hurry because they've given the ball away. Daly chasing. Perisset now under pressure from Hansen. James gets it. Loose, and Lehmann was quickly on the scene. Well, half an hour gone, and not a great deal to choose between the sides. Chelsea have had more of the openings without really giving Hannah Hampton too much to be concerned about. And one problem for Villa is they're still yet to have a single shot in anger. Carter's throw, finding James. He's going the wrong way, but gets the free kick. Knobs a bit nonplussed as to why that was awarded. Christian Perslow in attendance, the CEO at Aston Villa, who had a fine victory, the men's team that is, in the Premier League yesterday, seeing off Newcastle by 3-0. Lehmann. Well, she's only had one real sniff so far, that poked Everton. Here's Lehmann. He broke favourably for Villa there. Staniforth tidies up. Cuthbert. Good interception by Daly. He's done really well there. Asking a bit too much of Hansen, but she's got there ahead of Perisset. Perisset recovers at the expense of a Villa throw. Daly. Pacheco. Now Hansen, promising! Well, she went for glory and didn't test Mušović. But it's a decent period for Villa at the moment. Far too easy for Hansen to find herself in that spot to have a dip at goal. Chelsea just switched off here, but to no cost. Better from Carla Ward's side's perspective, though. Villa come again. Daly! Hansen. Chelsea rocking a bit here. Pacheco made the offer. Edson. Pacheco. Pitched in by Hansen! And Daly couldn't get the finish. It will be a corner. It could have been more for Villa, who are sensing an opportunity here. 10 minutes to go until the break, and Villa's best period of the game by a mile. Really good ball in from Hansen. Daly couldn't get there ahead of Eriksson, who got the touch. Lehmann making a nuisance of herself. Kerr can't get to it. It'll be a goal kick and a chance for Chelsea just to try and draw breath, because it's Carla Ward's side who in the last few minutes have been knocking at the door. I think she just wants them to keep it up. Chelsea can pitch to Villa have the free kick. Not that long ago, it was Villa who probably would have fancied half-time coming with a chance to regroup and reassess. But it's Chelsea who are trying to get a bit of a struggle at the moment to get their foot on the ball. And the last foot on the ball there was off a Chelsea player, so it will be another Aston Villa corner, their fourth of the game. Belief is growing. They're queuing up there. Nobody end. Lehmann. There's some of the intensity that Emma Hayes was expecting from Villa in the last 10 minutes or so. We've seen it. Trying to keep up the pressure here. James thinks that's a Chelsea ball. It's Pacheco's throw. A useful touch that from Daly, which I think was almost too good for her teammate Pacheco, and then helped on by Daly. Hammer clear by Mjelde. Daly's growing in influence as the game goes on. Leopold gets it away. Patton gets it back to Hampton. Cuthbert almost managed to capitalise. Nobbs is there to mop things up. Mailing. Into Jordan Nobbs. Daly. Let's put the squeeze on her. Turner. Daly. Split the difference there. Pacheco and Hansen are either side of the ball. And Hayes not happy with the way that the half has panned out. There's an issue here for Zecira Mušević, which is why we've got the break in play. Not entirely clear what it was that led to the problem that she's suffering with here. Looks like it's an ankle issue. Gives Emma Hayes the chance for an impromptu team talk and to try and change the pattern of the game, with Villa doing a good period. He won't want the half-time whistle to... Well, the Swedish goalkeeper, Zecira Mušević, actually got an assist for Sam Kerr's 92nd minute winner against Villa in March of last year, one of only 7 keepers to provide a WSL assist. He's won the FA Cup a couple of times with Chelsea, 3 Swedish Cups as well with Rosengard. I wonder if this might tell us a bit more about the issue. Well, that might have been where it came from. A bit of a set to with Rachel Daly. Looks like she's good to go again though. Hansen gets it in nicely. Scampering after it is Lehmann. Nobbs, Lehmann, Daly, Nobbs. Managed to shoot and does! Staniforth's effort gathered by Mušović. It's all claret and blue at the moment. Well, this would have been some strike. And it's certainly on target. Great try. Well, Chelsea still with more attempts and more on target. That's Villa's first to force a save out of Mušović. And Hayes was shouting, "You're dropping too deep," to her players, which has invited Villa onto them, and they've certainly taken up the invitation. 2 minutes left of normal time in the first half. Battling for it well there was Perisset. James smuggled through for Leupolz, who took a bit too long, thought that she was fouled. Referee didn't. And it's Jordan Nobbs now. Lehmann has Carter for company, but good run. Not a great hit. Here went sliding in and won the ball fairly. Well-timed challenge from her, just as Leupolz was looking to thread it through. That's been a half of two halves, really. Chelsea looking the more assured from the word go, but as the half has worn on, it's Villa who have started to take charge of things. James. Still James. Not quite what she was hoping for. Collected by Cuthbert. Lehmann. We're going to have 2 additional minutes at the end of the half. Still time for Villa to try and force the opener. Eriksson. Pacheco. Hansen. Rode a couple of challenges and then Leupolz stopped her in her tracks illegally. Staniforth over the free kick might be the last meaningful action of the half. Cuthbert into Jordan Nobbs. Cuthbert's won it back though. Early switch for James. That's an excellent pass. James. Wrighton's in the middle. Villa have got numbers back now. It's Cuthbert. He switches it to Carter. Lifted in nicely. Perisset! opportunity for Chelsea to get themselves in front right at the end of the first half. Well, it was slack marking from Hansen, who let Perisset get away from her. Yet to score for Chelsea, and passes up the chance to open her account there. And it is the last action of the half, which is ebbed and flowed. Chelsea having the better of it to begin with, but Villa, to their credit, have got right back into the equation. And nothing to separate them at the interval, which is really a fair reflection. Half-time, Aston Villa 0, Chelsea 0. Chelsea get the second half underway then. 0-0 between these two sides. Chelsea have enjoyed a brilliant record against Villa. They've won all of the 10 previous meetings, and they've hit the post here. Almost off to a flyer in the second half, and it's Jelena Cankovic who scored here in the WSL, who's gone close. Right this ball in. Cankovic did so well to fashion the chance from that angle, and is unlucky, inches away from giving Chelsea the advantage. Throw taken by Perisset. Checo. That's more up than out. Cuthbert tried to control, was unable to do so, but has helped to win it back. Now James. Guro Reiten. Lovely stuff. Cankovic. You could see what Wright was up to, but managed to measure the pass towards Sam Kerr. Well, this was such a good attempt by Cankovic on the half volley. Nowhere near it, Hampton, understandably so, because it was such a good attempt. Mightily unfortunate. Low pulse. Carter. Oh, that was a chunky collision. Extra time and penalties on the menu if they can't be separated after the 90 minutes. Chelsea definitely not playing at their highest level, which has given Villa a chance. But they're always capable of turning it on, and they look a bit more with it early on in this second half, and they've got a free kick here because Perisset has been bundled over. Daly doing the complaining on Pacheco's behalf here. It's Pacheco and Mailing that have helped Villa going forwards as they've got a foothold in the game, but doing her defensive duties there, Maz Pacheco. She's given away this free kick. Good ball, and well gathered by Hampton. Not fully behind it there, Hampton. But Chelsea look like they've got a bit more intensity at the start of this second half. Here come Villa though. Daly. Mailing. Tricky! Mitrovic was backpedaling. Not sure if Mailing was going for goal or looking to find a teammate. Either way, it proved a nervy moment for the Chelsea keeper. Only goal this season came in the FA Cup for Sarah Mailing. It was a penalty in the 11-0 home success over Fylde in January. Cuthbert getting up, and Cuthbert maybe leaving something in there because Staniforth is in a spot of bother here. I don't think the referee saw it as anything untoward from Cuthbert. Will give it straight back. Patton. Nicely laid off by Cankovic, and got that all wrong. Melanie Leupold's noticing that really nasty facial injury from the Champions League. She's got the face mask on, and Hayes might have been pleased with the opening minutes of this second half, but been able to sustain that quality. Mailing. It's gifted to Leupold's. Here's Erin Cuthbert. Slightly overran it. Eriksson pumps it forwards. And to meet it's Patton. Patton again. Chelsea appealing for it. It's gone Villa's way. In fact, it has been awarded to Chelsea. Flora Wrighton was lobbying hard for that. Brighton. Cuthbert. Jess Carter. Here's Cuthbert. Big switch from her, doesn't quite come off. Daly. Certainly the player most likely to make things happen for Villa in attack. Cleared by Carter. Cuthbert. Perisse's pass was blocked. Still in 3 competitions, Chelsea second in the WSL, 1 point behind the leaders Manchester United with a game in hand, and if they win this game, then they will face Manchester United in the final of the FA Cup. We were 3-0 up at this stage of the WSL game between the sides earlier this month. Cankovic scored midway through the first half, right, and just before the break, and Sam Kerr on 56 minutes made it 3. A lot tighter this time around. Although that's broken the way of Guro Reiten. Well read by Turner, although James is onto it now. Cankovic, James. Cankovic there again. Perisse, here's Kerr. Back to Cankovic. Nicked over the top, there's no flag. James! Great stuff by Turner. Chelsea keeping up the pressure. Carter's hit. Reiten. Reiten's won it back, but the whistle is gone. She didn't think she'd done a great deal wrong. I think that was the right call as well for no flag to go up. They were creaking here, Villa. Sustained pressure from Chelsea, but then Reiten with the foul that relieved that pressure eventually. Nobbs. She's asked Hansen to chase that. She's got there as well. Hansen. The kick comes from Daly. Daly. Useful. And Daly, I think, was caught by surprise. I don't think she was expecting that ball to reach her, and it did. Well, there was a little nudge from her on Eriksson here, which gave her the chance to get the header goalwards, but she made a mess of it. Great stuff from Kenza Daly, who certainly has got better as the game has gone on. Useful ball. Nobbs. Chelsea have switched off a bit here. Jordan Nobbs with the ball in. Lehmann! Some of the crowd thought it was in, and perhaps it should have been in. Should certainly have at least been on target. And went the out swinging strike. And it was always swerving away from goal. Now Chelsea's turn to attack. Reiten. Lovely roll from Cankovic. Teeing up Reiten for the cross. Who stands it up well? Kerr! Hasn't done much, but doesn't need much of a chance to find the back of the net. And the Australian has done so once again. Got a landmark goal here against Villa. Her 50th in the WSL earlier this month. And has now put Chelsea one up and on course for the FA Cup final once again. Wrighton had a look up, played it into Jankovic, who then returned it to Guro Wrighton. How about that for a first-time ball in? And Kerr got herself into an excellent position and then guided it home expertly. That's the mark of a lethal striker, when you can be pretty anonymous for an hour and then step up and score what could be a decisive goal. Aston Villa 0, Chelsea 1. That goal coming just a minute or so after Alicia Lehmann passed up that really big chance for Villa. Could easily have been 1-0 Villa. Instead, it's 1-0 to Chelsea. It's opened up for the strike, which is straight into Eriksson. Ambitious and gathered safely by Mušović. I wonder if changes on the way from Carla Ward. With time just past the hour now. Lehmann giving chase and putting enough of a squeeze on Carter that it's out for a throw. Lehmann, nicely done, slightly away from Nobbs. Pacheco, oh, nearly came the way of Daly. Pacheco slipped as she struck it. Villa are asking some questions here though, and Mušović has to get down. Well, they're certainly not short of fighting spirit, Villa. Doesn't look like the stuffing's been knocked out of them by the concession of that goal to Sam Kerr. Daly. Here's Daly. Sticking to her like glue, and it came off the corner flag to go behind for a goal kick. So we're going to see Sophie Ingle come on, and it's Leopold who departs. Sophie Ingle just past the hour mark on for Chelsea. Two-time FA Cup winner, and she was actually a runner-up in her first spell with Chelsea in 2012. She began the shootout defeat against Birmingham, the Welsh international. The last goal that she scored was in the FA Cup win over Arsenal in February for Ingle. Charles is also stepping in. James, who could have had another few goals against Villa to go with the 2 she scored earlier this season, is the player to make way. Daly, deflection could have worked out for Villa, and Daly tried to improvise while she was on the deck there. Useful ball, Daly couldn't throw it up. Lehmann was onto it. Well, they are still giving Chelsea some headaches. Here just misjudged her jump. Lehmann wasn't in the right spot for the rebound either. Hammered clear. Knobs. And still, it's broken for Lehmann. Came off Carter, and it will go behind. Delivered by Staniforth. And then a header. And Daly's over the top, and she's frustrated with herself not to have made more of that. Popped into a good area by Staniforth. Although Daly, I think, under pressure from Cuthbert, was always going to find it tricky to seriously test the keeper. Ingle. It's an intelligent pass. Hansen. And still deflected. Ingle in the right spot. Tricky one to judge. Turner did just that. Sends it upfield. Knobs. Oh, quite the same page as Lehmann, but it's collected by Sarah Mailing, who's got Lehmann in. And who did that come off last? Will be a corner. Well, they still haven't looked at their most fluent Chelsea. It's been a bit messy, a bit patchy at times. She will sense that there is still very much a chance.